Hello stock traders and happy Friday. In today's video, I am going to give you 5 stocks that are likely to squeeze according to the numbers. Year to date, personally, I am at a 179.74% gain. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a trader who's had success trading stock strategies. If you don't have a stock strategy and you're looking for good strategies to trade, we have a Patreon group. You can find a link in the description down below for only $27 a month. We have our basic level that covers our insider swing plays and our PDUFA run-up plays that you will want to be a part of. We have been killing it in that room lately, doing really well. Before I get started in the video, if you could do me a favor and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. All right, let's start off by reviewing last week. Last week was a pretty good week for the short squeeze list that I made last Friday's video. Number 5 was ZEV. And if you would have held it all week, you would have had a 0.46% loss. I personally traded it for a 0.31% loss, so did a little bit better than just holding throughout the week. So that one did not squeeze. The next was number 4 was TKAT. If you would have held all week, you would have had a 15.76% loss. Personally, I had a 13.10% loss. That one definitely didn't squeeze either, did not do well. Number 3 was BTCM, and it will probably do really well this next week, but last week it did not do that great. If you would have held it all week, you would have had a 5.98% loss. Personally, I traded it for exactly a 5.98% loss. I don't know how I did that, but I happen to do exactly the same. Number 2 was ATER, and this was a pretty good one. This one really squeezed. And if you would have held it all week, you would have had a 25.58% gain. Personally, I was able to trade it for a 111% gain. I was able to catch a dip when I bought into it, and I was able to get a great price in after hours on Wednesday evening as it soared upwards. And then as soon as we sold, boy, did that thing come crashing down. Did not do well on Thursday. And so then you would have been hurt by that. Number 1 was IMPL. And if you would have held all week, would have had a 4.59% loss. Personally, I had a 1.67% gain, was able to trade that one for a little small success. So that was 2 out of 5. 40% win rate, had one big one. So I personally had an average gain of 18.40%, but it would have been easy to trade that. We cover that in our standard room of our Patreon group. So I have a new list for you. I'm really working at trying to make this list better and better. So this is a very difficult thing to do. It is hard to plan a short squeeze, especially just based on the numbers. You never know which one's going to go big. And so what I've been doing is I've just been putting equal amount in each and every one. It's not like my other stock strategies that have a much higher win rate. This one has a very low win rate, but the ones that win really big. And so that's the key. All right, so let's go through the list and let's get going. All right, number 5 is ticker symbol PRFX. This is Pain Reform Limited. And they have a 9.41% short float, a 1.79 days to cover, which some people believe that if that is a higher number, that is better for a squeeze. I have seen in the past, if it's a lower number, that those short sellers tend to be the type that panic a lot more. And so I kind of like those for a short-term squeeze. Anyway, this has an 82.64% borrow fee rate. It is extremely expensive to short. There are not a lot of shares available. And so this creates a very expensive situation for those short sellers. And I can see this one really moving. We have a nice RSI right at 50. So it's not overbought by any means whatsoever. We are on a MACD cross. And so this is green down here. But this could really move. And I think with the market, how it's being, that this would be a good one for this next coming week. All right, number 4 is 9F Incorporated, ticker symbol JFU, and they have a 6.49% short float, which isn't that large, but they have a very big days to cover, 5.13. So this one could really get some panickers going as it started to cover, and it has an 86.79% borrow fee rate. So that's very, very expensive. You can see on the chart here that the RSI is at 46.47. That is good. It is not overbought by any means. It is also a MACD negative cross here, and so if we got a positive cross, that could be something that could cause short sellers to panic. I like this one for a big move. You can see previous resistance here at 267. That would be a phenomenal move. And also we had a move before that got as high as 314, and so that would be absolutely phenomenal. And I think this has the stats to do something like this next week. We could get a panic for sure on this one. All right, number 3 is MediaCo, ticker symbol MDIA. If you have traded this in the past following this channel, and if you lost money trading this stock in the past, you may want to skip it if you did that trade less than 30 days ago. You need to pay attention to wash sale rules, but I am trading on a tax-free account, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm trading with an IRA, and so that helps, and I don't have to worry about those type of things. But this has an 8.40% short float, 0.29 days to cover, which is very, very small, so we could see these people panic, and an 88.95% borrow fee rate. So very, very high borrow fee rate. I love that. And so some of the stats here that we have on the RSI, it's at 54. That's a little bit higher than I like to see, but there's still move for a massive move upwards. I could see this one hitting previous resistance levels, 1079. We have another previous resistance at 1241. And another one at 1714, which would be absolutely awesome. I'd love to see that. This last big spike, I made huge money on that one. I traded it back then, and that was in July 9th. And so that's something that I made some really good money on. I remember just starting this list right around then. I think this is one of the very first ones that we had go crazy. Anyway, I think that this one's got all the stats available to do that, and this next week could provide that opportunity, especially as the whole market could squeeze this next week. Everyone was expecting a crash. That hasn't happened. So with the good news and the overall market conditions, I can see this moving upwards in a panic. All right, number 2 is WAFU Education Group, ticker symbol WAFU. And this has a 6.56% short float, 0.53 days to cover, which is very small, but a 90.27 borrow fee rate, which is really, really huge. And so this one has a really good value at 43 down here. So that is looking good. That looks great. We have a negative cross here, but it could move upwards rather quickly. I like this pullback that we've had on this. So I think this is one that could really, really fly. The next gap, that gap is filled. You can see previous resistance. It looks like we have a big level at $7.60, as you can see here, and another one as high as 10.29. And so this could really get going, and I look forward to this one to see what's going to happen. All right, number 1, and some people won't agree with this because this is kind of a mid-cap stock. This is Freedom Holding Corp, ticker symbol FRHC. And it has a 9.60 short float percentage and a days to cover of 4.51. So that is ideal, definitely 4.51. But listen to this. It has a 141.51% borrow fee rate. And I have had a lot of success in trading these ones with a very high borrow fee rate. And that's just so expensive. People do not like paying that type of interest, even if it's for a short period of time. And I could see this one really, really shooting upwards. There's some room. This could get out of hand. Some levels of resistance that we have here. 67.95 is the one that's kind of hit a couple of times. Anyway, I could see this hitting all new all-time highs and really, really moving upwards. This should be interesting to see how this goes. Well, I wish all of you the best on the stock market. Hopefully you are enjoying these lists. Please reach out to me in the comment section down below if you have any questions or comments. I, of course, love to hear your feedback. Anyway, let's have a great week. Wishing you all the best, and Raythoven out.